This might be the truest representation of how I feel right now, unintentionally. Meowie Christmas mug with 2 cats. This beautiful head wrap to keep all of my hair from being all over me. And a shirt about menstruation.
Life lessons foretold, stay golden.
That's golden grades.
Girls and boys, stay golden.
I am on a bit of a struggle. Some people would say struggle bus. I think I'm on like a struggle cruise. The goal is to grade 5 episodes today. Rose Loves Miles, Comedy of Errors, Feelings, Whose Face Is It Anyway, and That Old Feeling. Cheesecake-wise, 3. We're at 3. We should move on. We're moving on. Number 95 on our list is Rose Loves Miles, Season 7, Episode 10. Dorothy leaves for a cruise and then returns from the cruise. It's a rare episode that we don't get much of B. Arthur at all. I enjoy that removing her character allows for the opportunity to pair Blanche with Sophia. I really enjoy the coupling of these 2 characters.
Fasten your seatbelt, slut puppy. This ain't gonna be no cakewalk.
I think that the babysitting is a representation also of how Blanche was as a mother. Prompts' journey as Sophia discovers an old letter note that she had written.
Things I want to accomplish before I die. The list, you found my list.
Comedy of Errors is also in this Golden Grades, and Dorothy has a similar experience. It's an interesting mirroring.
And what a deal, Rose. Uncle Cluck's tastes just like chicken all-you-can-eat buffet.
You love your early bird specials.
Rose cannot stand Miles's cheapness. It's weird that Blanche's solution to Miles's cheapness is to cheat on him. I don't know why it immediately jumps to she must be cheating. It could just be that she was going out to dinner. I think that that's just like a wild leap.
It's Miles. Lately he's gotten, I don't know, really tight, and I hate it. Oh? Well, I'm just the opposite. I love a tight man. Tight man with cast iron pecs. Thighs that could choke a bear. But you could eat breakfast off of. Then the 2 of us with... Rose, when did you get in?
What would be your ideal partner's traits? I wrote a few things down. Hands that can carry all the grocery bags in one trip. Fingers that can reach down in the jar to grab me the last cookie. The fortitude to stand strong when I beg for the location of the chocolate that I previously begged for you to hide from me. Strong knees for when you're begging for more. Who wrote that? Number 94 on our list is Comedy of Errors, Season 5, Episode 9. Blanche is being audited. Dorothy is spurred to revisit the list she made as a younger self. Prompts her to do stand-up comedy.
You know, it's really interesting when one of us dates an eligible man, or as we call them, alive ones.
I'm very proud of Dorothy. I don't really want to deal with Blanche's IRS thing. Rose obsessed with getting Roger to like her. It's not a good look.
You have this irrational need to get Roger to like you. Now, why are you doing this?
I guess it all started when I was a little kid at the orphanage. You see, only the happy, nice kids got adopted. And that's when I started trying to be happy and nice all the time.
That is a brilliant character trait, arguably flaw, of Rose Nyland. That in her goodness and her kindness, she is, in its opposite, obsessed with being liked. To the degree that she's harassing him.
Like everybody else in the office. I don't know why he doesn't like me. I go out of my way to be friendly.
I do think that Rose is actually in the wrong.
For instance, I don't like you.
But everybody likes me.
Can't say that anymore, Rose.
I've seen some people say like, oh, Roger's a jerk, he's not very nice, like how dare he not like Rose? Yeah, he has the right not to like Rose. Roger has expressed his boundaries. You know, Rose smothering, she's like really forcing herself to endear herself to Roger. In this situation, like all other situations, when a boundary has been set, no means no. Rose, no means no. And she should have listened.
Oh, look at this. A list I made of things I wanted to do with my life.
I think it's a really good message from this episode to pursue your dreams at any age. In the comments below, I'd love to know what would be on your list. I'd love to be like, it's the final showdown between the alien invaders and, you know, the people of Earth, and somebody needs to give a rousing speech in order to get everybody like hyped and amped and like, yeah, we could do this, we gotta beat him, we got this is it, you know, everybody high five. And I would love to give the pre-apocalypse fight alien speech. That's a life goal. Number 93 on our list is Feelings, Season 6, Episode 6. Dorothy is failing the football star, and Rose is grappling with, and let's call it what it is, a sexual assault. I think this episode has a theme, and it is the subjugation of women. It is the male dominance in society. It is power dynamics between men and women. A lot of different things here. Dorothy has a succession of 3 men come at her. 3 generations of men with the same sense of entitled, do what I want. It's not going to be enjoyable for you if you don't kind of attitude. You can use the inherent power dynamics set up through the generations to your advantage.
Kevin, no dice. You take it or leave it. These are my terms.
Look, Coach, you told me if I was nice to her, she'd roll over. I'm out of here.
Definitely showing how we teach our young boys at early ages to use their power, to use their influence against women. Honestly, that is exactly how I see it, and I'm happy to have conversations in the comments with you, but I'm going to stand firm on this, especially because I'm a woman who she didn't like happening to her, and also that she had to compromise her standards, her ideals, like her convictions, just to be like, you know what, it's not worth it. I'm just tired. And how many women do I know on a daily basis who are just like, you know what, it's just easier to just do what you want, to just say nothing, to just take it a little bit, to just, okay, well, because you're just tired. You don't have it in you. Turn to the other side of the dynamic.
My dentist touched me. I think he felt my breast. Oh, Rose, that's terrible.
What happened?
Well, when the nitrous oxide wore off and my head began to clear, Lou, that's my dentist, said he was checking my heartbeat, but I think he was up to more than that.
And he takes advantage of her. He sexually assaults her. And Rose, what does she do?
But there are other considerations. What if I were wrong? Blanche, I was groggy, and I'm not 100% sure he did it.
I know what I saw, I know what I heard, but somehow I'm gonna roll it back and I'm gonna make it my fault. And I appreciate that Rose's friends really stand up to her on this.
He did something horrible and unethical, and he has to answer for it. We are going to find out who the proper authorities are, and you're going to lodge a formal complaint. When I submit to a man's advances, it is with my consent. A woman has the option to say no. Honey, you weren't given that option. You were given nitrous oxide.
And it happens way too much. And what does he do? Gaslights her. Me? What? No, yeah, you definitely misunderstood. No, she didn't. The show resolved that very kind of tense, real, dramatic moment about the sexual assault and like confrontation with her shooting the water. Wanted to lighten it up at that time, you know, because it is a comedy and we can't go like full throttle on the sexual assault. I don't Love it though. I kind of wish we had stayed inside of that a little more.
One word out of you and I cut off your supply of Metamucil.
Number 92 on our list is That Old Feeling, Season 5, Episode 8. Blanche's brother-in-law, Jamie, is in town
I'm in love with you, Jamie.
because of George.
But don't you think it's crazy that Blanche is actually going to marry Jamie?
Of course we're gonna end up together and I'm gonna move to another state, engaged and married, and that good old Golden Girls fallback.
You in love with the memory I brought back to you.
Well, I certainly am not. I am well in touch with my feelings, and I certainly know my own mind, George. Now, you've just been talking nonsense. I want you to take it back this second.
Jamie,
We've seen a similar-ish storyline in Charlie's Buddy. You could be drawn to somebody else because of a shared connection with an individual who, in these instances, is no longer alive. I think it's a very reasonable, rational thing.
Jamie, when George died, I began to feel incomplete. I tried to find what was missing. I tried to find it in another man. Men. Many men. But it just wasn't there. And then you happened, and it was as if George had just stepped right back into my life again. I just don't want to feel that incompleteness again.
You want to remember something that was so important to you and keep, hold on to it and keep it, and here's an opportunity, right? Like, I'm on board for that. This episode has a lot of great moments.
How do I look, girls? Nervous. Oh, I am nervous. My heart's just pounding away.
Go on, just take a deep breath.
I always take a deep breath before I greet a man. It thrusts my breasts forward.
Blanche's blazer, I love it. Very much set for 4. Sophia's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit back here by myself.
You have a very important decision to make.
How about pizza?
Sounds great.
Should we go healthy and get whole wheat crust and low-fat cheese?
Why don't we go really high fiber and spread ketchup on cardboard? Pizza, damn it, get pizza.
Many pizza-related jokes. There's this, there's a bucket of flat chicken pizza. Also the commercial that Dorothy and Sophia try and do for the pizza. Mama Celeste. There's like, actually, I wonder if there's something there about like the Golden Girls and pizza references. It might be stronger than I realized. Number 91 on our list is Whose Face Is It Anyway? Season 2, Episode 20. Blanche and her beauty BFFs. Very important driving dynamic in the show and as a character trait. I like the ruminations that Blanche has in the doctor's office.
Dr. Taylor, you are not going to dissuade me from having this surgery. You see, all my life, my physical beauty has served as a source of inspiration to me and to countless others. But now that beauty seems to be fading, and I'm scared. I've never had to do without it, and I don't know if I can. I don't mind growing older, just as long as I always look the same. So there's no doubt about it. I don't care what the risks are. I definitely intend to have this surgery.
100% when she says, I don't mind getting old, just I want to look the same. Girl, I feel you.
I look all shriveled up and wrinkled like a prune.
It could be worse. She could look like Fess Parker.
Oh, turn that thing off right now, Rose. Turn that. Oh.
Blanche, now calm down.
Oh, I'm calm. I'm just calm as can be. And you know why? Because my worst suspicions have just been confirmed. My stunning good looks are fading. Oh, the camera does not lie.
Sometimes, I go back and I look at old episodes of Golden Grades or just things on the show or just old performances of mine, and I'm like, oh, it is hard to look back at your younger self at times. The fact that she cancels it because the doctor wants to go on a date with her, okay. I guess it was a little hard for them to get out of this one. Like, how do we get her from wanting surgery to not wanting surgery? Give her a date with a doctor, because otherwise then she just has to accept the way she looks, and Blanche never exactly accepts the way that she looks. We all know that Rose didn't finish high school and that she ended up having to take that class with Dorothy So how did she get into junior college? I feel like it was just like a random thing for that episode. And it is funny her making the movie. I think a better version of that would have been actually seeing the movie. I get why they didn't do it back then. Like that's not something that comedies were doing. That's a really good looking lasagna. I love lasagna. That one looks really good.
Doesn't it look delicious? And think, for just $5.95, the recipe can be yours.
Hold it! Stop! Stop the camera! Cut!
Dorothy, the director's the only one who can say when to cut.
Appreciate everybody at the show. Appreciate everybody hanging out, watching. Thank you so much. Stay golden out there.